I'm Alan Partridge, and this is Mid-Morning Matters.
Norfolk Digital.
That was Billy Joel, the last of this week's musical Billies, after Ocean Idol, Ray Cyrus and Piper. Next week we'll turn to Bob's, with Marley, Geldof Dylan, Sega and The Builder. The time is 11:02.
And we have had a lovely picture being sent in from Jack, who is 10, and he says, "Hi Alan, we've been doing a project about the abolition of slavery, and it inspired me to do a painting of you set in that time."
Yes.
There it is.
Yeah, the trouble is, I'm more likely to have been a slave owner. That's the tragedy, although I like to think I'd be one of the good ones who'd give them an extended break.
Or a glass of water.
Yeah, absolutely, on request, but absolutely.
Maybe keep some of them on under your employ after abolition.
Yes, of course, if they wanted to. Yeah, I'd have to do the sums, but, yeah, I mean, the thing is, of course, then they start asking for sanitation. Next thing you know, they're getting organised. Before you know it, they're wanting days off because they're depressed. So, not quite as simple as it seems. Later, we will be joined by a group of enterprising children who are taking their campaign to save their school playing fields all the way to Downing Street. But first, though, Burke of the Week.
Burke of the Week. Absolute Burke. You big what a compliment.
You're an idiot. It had been earmarked once again for Nigel Bevan, Head of Planning at Norwich City Council, but this week, the Burke of the Week is Alan Partridge.
What, just this week?
You Burke.
I'd just taken a few people for granted, yeah, and acted like a Burke, to be fair, and just wanted to say soz. No, it's just full sorry, actually, so...
No.
What's that all about? Is everything all right?
Yeah.
Your eyes are a bit red.
Yeah, your hair's a bit red. Zinger.
It's just that Angela's not been in. I wondered if everything's okay.
Forget about it! Look after the pennies and the pounds look after themselves. That was the magnificent Gary Barlow. Now, you may have noticed today's show has a more relaxing vibe than usual. It's mellow.
Yes, like warm Nesquik.
Like Sade, fast asleep on a lilo. That's because today we're stress-busting with a special show designed to soothe and relax. Calm down. Take it easy. Chill. Shush now. Come on.
Because we all face stresses, don't we, Alan? From large stresses like having to defuse an IED, wearing mittens in a creche.
Well, to the stress I sense in you, Simon, when you're on the phone to your girlfriend saying, I know. I know.
Do I do that?
Yeah, furtive glances. Yeah. Bit of advice for you. A little bit of advice. Let them talk themselves to a standstill. Tell them they're amazing, then slowly replace the receiver.
So not dissimilar to defusing a bomb.
Precisely. Except when a woman goes off in your face, it's devastating. Cut the wrong wire, boom.
Well, cut the right wire, boom.
Oh, yeah. I remember the other day I thought to myself, men and women are so different. It's like we're from different planets.
Well, they say, don't they? Men are from Mars,
women are from Moon.
The Moon.
Yeah. So stay with us as we take our foot off the loud pedal, slow things right down, play only the most caramel of music, and chill out. This is Traffic and Travel.
Traffic and Travel, sponsored by Castrol.
Roger from Kings Lynn emails to say, I relax by driving 50 miles to an out-of-town Asda, where I wander the aisles dressed as a sexy woman. As I sashay around the store, I can hear people whisper, who the hell is that sexy woman? The time is 10:30. Coming up, some of you will see, but most of you will hear by receiving a massage. Never been done before, live on air.
And do you normally receive massages, Alan?
I don't normally, although when I went to India, I had 3 in 1 week. One was with hot rocks.
What were the other guys called?
Hey, you. OK. We have actually tweaked some of the jingles to make them more chilled out. That's all right. So that was a bit sinister. Can you get one of Suffolk?
I think this is just a generic shirt. I don't think it's even real places.
Well, they're real places. Of course, this would have been a branch line along here. This is just a footpath now. I've walked it myself. But there should be a barn here. So you just push your stomach out. There it is.
And did you enjoy India?
I loved it.
Yeah.
One of the best poor countries I've ever been to.
Right. And would you say, did you find enlightenment there?
I did. I mean, some people describe it as being like a thunderclap, but for me it was more like the sound of Microsoft Windows opening up.
No, it's an amazing place. I went to India.
Yeah. Now there's some music from the artist formerly known as Prince, now known formally and informally as Prince. Sorry, Chazzo. I mean Yaz. Douglas in North Creek. Hello, Douglas.
Hello, Douglas.
How do you relax?
Alan, I just sit round in my underpants.
Like Buddha.
Yeah, except thinner. That Buddha looks like he puts too much butter on his crumpet.
Terrible.
Bad.
Terrible.
He's after your job.
Can I send in some sketches?
I'm sorry,
No.
Douglas. We only accept skits.
What's the difference?
He's right about Buddha, though. I mean, any wisdom from a man who looks like he's on the cusp of type 2 diabetes, I take with a pinch of salt.
Yes, something else he should probably
It's
avoid.
11:34.
He's wise, but not about his calorie intake.
Then again, intelligence and physical well-being don't always go together. Come down my gym and you'd meet a lot of people who are both fit and thick.
Yes, although in Buddhist countries, being overweight is often seen as a sign of success and well-being.
Well, and in this country.
Yes.
Eamon Holmes.
Eamon Holmes.
You can imagine Eamon, can't you? Sprayed gold, sitting on a big throne in his underpants. In fact, I think he did that for his 40th. Beverly in Bristol.
Hello, Alan. You can find enlightenment in the most unlikely of places. I found it, would you believe, on the top deck of a bus, and people say, how?
Thanks, Beverly. Couldn't agree more.
It's never where you think it is.
No, it doesn't stop people looking, though.
Nope. Noel Edmonds,
Yeah.
he's never found it.
And he never will. Never
No.
will. He is so jealous of anyone who's had an enlightening experience. He's been trying to buy it for years. He met all the gurus,
Yes.
bought all the books.
Yes.
What he doesn't realise is he won't find it.
Until he stops looking for it.
Bingo. And then they'll come and knock on the door in the shape of a vagabond, perhaps wanting somewhere to rest his weary head or have a bowl of soup on a cold winter's eve. And over the broth, he and the tramp will exchange a few kind words, and therein will lie the wisdom that Noel's been seeking. The tragedy is, of course, that if a vagabond does knock on his door, Noel will simply hit the panic button and retreat to the strong room as steel shutters come down over all the windows, and the confused tramp is led away by a man with a walkie-talkie. And talking of lonely people, here is Helena Rigby by Beatles. Just realised I've been slagging off Buddhists. Might get a fatwa on our heads.
They're not Muslims.
Oh yes, of course.
These are Buddhists.
Yeah. Sorry.
Buddhists can't do anything.
Right.
Yeah. You can punch a Buddhist and they can't punch back.
Great. Yeah, and it's like Mickey Mouse at Euro Disney. Yeah. Although if he gets you in the car park afterwards, he will leather you. Chill. Shush now. Come on. Welcome back, and if you just joined us, I'm about to be massaged live on air in what I believe is a radio first.
Well, Dave Clifton did do it last week.
Did he?
Sort of. He had a shoulder rub from the weather girl.
Well, the new one with the hair.
No, Samantha.
Oh, right, fine.
No, seriously, you must have had a few free massages in your time. Used to work at Television Centre.
What do you mean by that?
I just, you know...
Seriously, what?
No, just joking about...
Well, say it. Let's say
Say
it.
what?
Operation U-Tree. So you meant it. All right, let's use this as an opportunity to clear things up. The only thing I have ever done, which could be seen by someone with a twisted perspective as an historic sex offence, is to chase 3 members of Pants People around Television Centre in my underpants, with them hooked over my shoulder for comic effect. As soon as I realised one of them was crying, I took that as a statement of cease and desist. I took the underpants off my shoulders, but I'd stretched them so much they'd lost their elasticity, so I had to hold them like a wheelbarrow whilst I looked for my trousers, which I'd lost in the
Melee?
In the melee. In the end, I had to hook them back over my shoulders to free up my hands. I still got the pants in my garage. I use them as a rag to check the oil, you know. Can I have a glass of water,
Yes,
please?
of course you can.
Heather has told me that a good masseuse should have hands that are both tender yet powerful, and I can vouch that her hands would be equally at home cradling a winged bird or hammering sheet metal in a yard. Oh, so I get a bit knotted at the start of the month when the direct debits are going out.
Ooh.
That's a sports injury.
Wow, which sport?
I was doing forward rolls at speed.
You mean roly-polies?
It's a standard SAS energy dissipation technique. I'd love to see you call it a roly-poly in front of Andy McNabb. He'd knock you out. Yeah, it was a Rotary Club barbecue at my best friend John Boyd's house. Usual story. Me and some of the guys round the barbecue, talking about property prices, girls inside making the salad.
Then you started doing your roly-polies.
And I started demonstrating the tuck and roll technique. But John's got quite a small garden because he's not done very well in his career. And I went headlong into the weighted base of a parasol.
Oh, God. One of those metal things?
No, it's a plastic one filled with water. As I say, he's not done very well in his career.
Ouch. Sounds painful.
Yeah, well, I dislocated my shoulder, but I just shut my eyes and let my body go into shock. You're listening to a mid-morning massage.
Can you maybe keep your head down?
I've got to do the eye down. It always reminds me of being born when I put my head through a hole. Very hard to swallow.
Should place a spittoon down there.
Seriously, though, is there a mug or something?
Yeah, I'll pop mine down. So how are you feeling, Alan?
I'm very good. I've always been very good at letting the stress, fade away.
Yep.
Which is why a lot of people hate me. But I just say, let them hate me.
Yes. Let that be their burden.
Very wise. Let them get cancer.
Getting quite jealous here. Alan? Alan? Tomorrow, Alan will be asking you to join his campaign against the £1 deposit for supermarket trolleys. Alan's 3 solutions are abolish, chip and pin, or retina scan. Quick.
Oh, sorry. I was having a dream. Sorry about that. I was just dreaming I was walking along the Appalachian Trail. I got caught in a thunderstorm and we had to find shelter in an abandoned log cabin.
So who are you walking with?
Just me. Just me and Julia Bradbury. We've been contacted by a spokesperson for Noel Edmonds who's asked us to point out that Mr. Edmonds has been a successful broadcaster for almost 5 decades. Noel's House Party, 50 million viewers. Successful businessman, formats sold to 80 countries. It's basically just a list of his achievements. I do have to read this. Any views expressed about Noel Edmonds were those of Alan Partridge and not the station. Yep, totally agree with that. Hope no offence was caused and we wish him well. Again, that's the station's view, not mine. I don't particularly mind if I caused him a small amount of offence. And whilst I don't wish him ill, I don't particularly want him to find any peace, if I'm honest. Now, though, a chill-out compilation I found at a car boot sale. It's fantastic. This is Glockenspiel Dreams.
So you haven't quite found inner peace either then, Alan?
Well, I think you can find an inner serenity and still hate people. I'm going to try the olive branch. I complimented him on his blues-on leather jacket at Heathrow Business Lounge, and I went to touch it, he just smacked my hand away and adopted the karate position. Ooh. I just walked away.
Did it get tasty?
Nah, just... Yeah.
Leave him to it?
No, he was following me. I could hear the clip-clop of his Cuban heels. Like being followed by half a horse. And on the day that Prince William and the Duchess of Cambridge are, of course, about to open the newly refurbished visitor centre at Norwich Castle. That was the monks with nice legs. Shame about the face. A cheeky 1970s novelty pop song that is now generally regarded as being plain hateful to women. The time is 11:50.
And nice legs, shame about the face is not a description you could apply to Kate Middleton.
Oh, no. Nice, ruddy everything. She is a winner. She's managed to bring some much-needed mongrel blood to what, by anyone's reckoning, Republican or monarchist, is a pretty stagnant gene pool.
Like a much-needed splash of Worcestershire sauce in an otherwise
idiotic broth.
George III, who suffered from syphilis, by this time too insane to rule, his son, the Prince Regent, stepped in and for 9 years ruled the country and effectively saved the monarchy.
Sounds familiar. The sidekick running the show.
Are you?
Boss man there, losing his marbles.
There's nothing defective about my brain.
No.
I do. Shush a minute. I do 3 Sudokus a week.
You'll be hearing voices soon, mate.
Yes, I will, saying, sack your sidekick. Again. If you just joined us, we're joined by Oxbridge, not sure which one, historical whiz, Clement Rowe. Clem.
Well, the Regency is one of the most fascinating periods in European history, and I'll tell you why. Across Europe, there was this
I like you, and I'll tell you why. Because you are, and I mean this phrase in the original sense, full of gay spunk. It's a pity that phrase will be, that innocent phrase, will be sullied by those people. We know who they are, the sniggerers, the people at the back of class, the smart Alex.
A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Drink deeply or not at all.
Pity the fool.
That's Mr. T.
Have you ever read the wonderful novel The Go-Between by L.P. Hartley?
Yes. No.
It opens with this phrase, the past is a foreign country. They do things differently there.
And of course, the reverse is true. I mean, often going to a foreign country is like going to the past, especially if you visit somewhere like Scotland. It was like the 50s.
Well, what's so infinitely fascinating about history is that if we fail to learn from it, then we're doomed.
Well, if more people learn from the past, then the less likely they are just to repeat the same mistakes again and again.
Precisely.
Yeah, which is what you just said.
Yeah. I'm agreeing with it.
In a manner of speaking.
Yeah, so you just said it.
Just agreeing with the guy.
I mean, when you think of history like that, as this pool of knowledge, you just want to immerse yourself in it.
But there's a danger, isn't there, that you can get stuck in the past. So, I mean, I have a milkman, for example, who can't stop dressing like a teddy boy. I'm sure if you asked him what was #1 in the hit parade, he'd say Great Balls of Fire by Jerry Lee Lewis. And then he'd look at you and whisper, help me. Clement Rowe, thank you for coming on the show and sharing with us your dulcet tones.
He does. He has got a nice voice.
Yeah,
my sat-nav could do with a voice like that.
Your sat-nav could do with a car.
It's got a car.
It's got a car. It's got an aftermarket device he fitted himself, didn't even take it to a garage, but he's got a point. Sat-navs have those sort of rather seductive female voices that seemed like a good idea at the time. And then there's just the sort of very, very subtle, barely detectable, creeping notion that you might just be being nagged.
It's like one of those self-service checkouts at Tesco's. Unidentified item in bagging area. Remove item from bagging area. Rescan item. Please wait for assistance. All right, shut up! Shut up!
Only if you scan the items in a slovenly way. You know. Bag it, scan it, then leave it alone. It's when people continuously fiddle with bagged items when scanning new ones that the computer quite rightly thinks, this guy's an asshole. Clement, final word on history?
History is the greatest story one can tell, because it never ends.
Yeah, not for me. Simon and I will be back in an hour because it's time now to hand over to our very own Charlie Moran, who's reporting to us live from the Visitors Centre. Hello, Charlie.
I'm here among an already large and steadily growing crowd of well-wishers who...
I said hello, Charlie.
I beg your pardon?
Yeah.
How rude of me.
Yeah, hello.
Now, the balmy spring weather means it's already almost double the number of well-wishers...
Sorry, Charlie, just got to interrupt you there. Just had a text from Jeff. Quiet for a second. Jeff, who points out in capital letters that the song, Nice Legs, Shame About the Face, is not hateful to women, as the lyrics could be easily about a man. Brackets, Andrew Marr. Fair point.
Does Andrew Marr have good legs?
Oh, yes. Thanks for that, Jeff. Charlie, back to you.
Okay, well, I was just saying that Norfolk certainly knows how to welcome the Royals. We've seen that time at Sandringham effect, Christmases at the Royals come to Sandringham, and
Says here they're thinking about making Gloucester Street one way.
Are you fucking with me?
It says here.
Don't jerk me around.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, they'd love you in The Hague.
I honestly don't know what you're talking about.
You are this close. This close. One more time. That's amazing.
I think it's coming out of your headphones, mate.
Shit, the feed's gone down.
Norfolk Digital.
That was the Sounds Alive Orchestra with Norfolk Digital Station Ident 4. Let's have it again.
Norfolk Digital.
They play again.
Norfolk Digital.
There's a laminate thing. There's a laminate. But what to do if this happens? Keep doing that, do a different one. There's no news, despite that sting. This is terrible. I'm afraid we've lost Charlie, but I've found a vantage point here in the station from where I can just make out the castle. I can tell you that in my line of sight are the backs of a dozen excited heads, as well as the front of heads, faces, of many more. From here, they're not much more than little white blobs. Any brown ones? No. I'm not able to provide much more detail at this stage due to the slight frosting of the windows here in the bathroom. But I can tell you that the glorious Norwich sunshine is creating a wonderfully dappled effect on the cubicle floor. And Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge, still chatting with the throngs of well-wishers, bending over there, showing a lovely rapport with the children. If you just joined us, we are bringing you live coverage of the royal visit via footage from the Linkman Media Group website. That's an ugly man.
He's not shaved.
That's an absolute disgrace. To have someone that ugly.
That's disgusting.
Close to royalty. All I can say is that his offensive face stands in stark contrast to Kate, who's looking quite radiant today in a sort of a mint green dress with two slits up the side.
Sort of gills.
Not gills. They're air vents, to be fair, to let air circulate around her royal midriff, flanks and back. So she has such an easy manner. It's difficult not to just be tranquilised by her face. Duchess of Cambridge, delightful woman. You can imagine her appearing in a cereal advert on a sunny veranda, laughing between mouthfuls of Special K.
Special Kate.
How true. Of course, shortly it will all be a memory. There'll be nothing left to do but tear down the bunting, bin it, and slope off. William there smiling, and his unmistakable big white royal teeth. I'm sure he gets through a lot of paste. Anything to add to that?
No.
No. I think we've had enough of that. And that concludes our live royal coverage, and what an unforgettable day.
Wonderful.
That
Absolutely
was.
wonderful.
Absolutely wonderful. Marvellous.
What do you think Kate and Wills do when they go home?
Oh, I imagine they stagger through the doors of a large, opulent bedroom suite. She leans against the double doors as she closes them and says, "Oh, if I get given one more bouquet of flowers, I think I'll just And William will say, "You'll just what?" And she says, "Oh, I don't know." She'll say, I'm just tired. I'll probably have something to eat, a rice-based dish or some pasta. I mean, William's always ravenous. Not so much Kate, but she eats what she can.
She's not too thin, is she?
God, no, we don't want to go through all that again. But these were no ordinary lovers. For together one day they would rule over England, Scotland, Wales, and, God willing, the whole of Ireland. Kate kicked off her shoes and sat cross-legged on the bed. She reached for an apple from the bedside table and chomped into it decisively. Would His Royal Highness care to watch a vid? If you don't mind, it's Squadron Leader Windsor to you. No way, when? Just this morning. Well done, that man, said Kate, saluting him cheekily and giggling. But William was distracted. You miss your mother, don't you? Every hour of every day. Sometimes I wish I could just fly that damn Chinook to heaven, have a chat with my mum, and then fly back to base. And with that, he scooped her up in his arms, like a big digger. William sat next to her on the bed and ran his fingers through her hair. "Kate," he whispered, "you truly are my sleeping beauty." He walked towards the window, poured himself a large scotch, and peered out over the kingdom that would one day be his. He looked back at his slumbering princess, downed the scotch in one, then loosening his tie, he walked towards the bed. Here's the theme from Blue Peter.
Patients are being put at risk because some healthcare assistants are working without proper training or supervision. Those are the findings of a new BBC investigation.
I think I've invented a new drum beat. Listen.
That's great.
Alan, message from Angela. She wants the keys for the caravan.
Is she here?
No, she phoned.
Yeah, sure. Tell her I'll give them to her later.
She said, can you leave them on the kitchen table?
Why is she asking you to tell me?
And she'd rather you weren't there when she picked them up.
What? That's ridiculous.
She just said to tell you.
We fucking love each other. Will you talk to her?
What? What?
She's not been right since she's been on this gluten-free diet, you know. It was only a few texts.
What was a few texts?
Do you remember that works trip to the swimming pool when I started chatting to Melanie, the PA?
About your pool gloves?
Yeah. Well, anyway, on the way home, she sent me a picture of her in her dressing gown with a lapella jar. And I just texted back, "I'd like to play your bum like the bongos," and she showed it to Angela.
Ouch.
We'll be back in 30 minutes.
Thanks, Chris.
Today's phone-in
No,
is...
I want to play a dedication. I won't say who it's for, but let's just say life's a bit crummy without you. Love you loads, and yeah, basically you complete me. Everyone needs that, and that's fine. You yelled it. Which sounds worrying, but it's not. Same point again, but I think he means abroad. Yep. Oh, I wish I could. And this is the key point. After all that we've been through, I will make it up to you. I promise to. After all that's been said and done, you're just a part of me I can't let go. Angela, where are you? God, it's good to hear your voice. What? I don't know why I said that. I wasn't going to literally play a bum like the bongos. It wouldn't even work. If you want that effect, you'd be better off clapping your hands. That backside's got too much gear. It was a raunchy joke that got out of hand. Don't do this, Angela. Our love is stronger than carbon fibre. Please, please though. Please, please though. Please, please though. Please, please though, Angela. Angela, if you dump me now, I'll never speak to you again. In fact, I'm going to dump you first. Never call me again. Yeah. Okay, thanks, Gustav. Okay, Gustav. Yeah. Okay, catch you later. Ciao. Just chatting to Gustav.
Is he all right?
Yeah, he's just some genuine friend of mine. Hello, Angela. Angela, if you want to take the caravan, please do so. If you find caravan ownership fulfilling, then please, Christ Almighty, take the caravan. Yeah, sure, take the dog too. Why don't you? Yeah. I don't know. Must have gone for a walk on his own. Maybe he's gone to the cinema. Think what you like. All right, fine. Yeah, well, I'll see you in Battersea Dogs Court. Oh, by the way, I wasn't going to tell you this, but you know your new business venture? Yeah, everyone thinks it's shit, including your sister. Bye.
You all right, Alan?
Yeah, I'm glad to see the back of her, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, she started tutting during Coast. And, you know, when that happens, there's something fundamentally wrong with your relationship. Yeah.
But now she wants the dog.
Yeah, she can want her arse off. Freddie's staying with me. Yeah. It's, in fact, only the other night I was taking him out in the garden for a piddle. And he looked up at me as if to say, You're better than this, Alan. And whatever happens, I will always be your friend.
Really?
Yeah.
But you wanted to hug him?
Yeah, well, when I turned round, he was over by the bins eating some pate. Pate. You're listening to North Norfolk Digital. North Norfolk's best music mix.
And we have got a text here from Ruth, who says she's a bit down. She is awaiting the results of a scan.
Oh, don't be down, Ruth. You've got to be glass half full. I mean, I'm always glass half full.
Yes, amen to that.
Yeah, whenever I'm down, I think about all the good things in my life. I don't have a mortgage, got 2 cars, fairly fit, I can swim well. I was 12 years a slave, thank you very much, but now I'm...
Now you're Jan Gallen Unchained.
Thank you.
A free man.
Indeed. So, you know, Ruth, just cheer up. Okay, that was Funky Gibbon by The Goodies to show that we are not averse to a little bit of anarchy here, having it large with my crew. No, seriously, it's great to have you all here. Please say hello. Hello. But no, it's a bit of a jam in here, but I'm sure we're breaching all manner of fire regs, but who gives a flip? I'm joined by a bevy of teenagers from North Walsham Comp who have taken their campaign to save the school playing fields and dumped it on the doorstep of the PM. I'm liking it a lot. Okay, listening to Ow! Okay, here's the class clown. Who's the class clown? What? All right, yeah, all right. Give me some skin. Excellent. No, it's absolutely fine. I mean, no, we had a class clown. His name was Brian Golding, a real live wire, a real nutcase. Took his own life a few years ago, which is kind of sad. But a real character, yeah. Anyway, by the way, if anyone wants any Annie Lennox cassettes, I'm good for it. What am I talking about? You're Robbie Williams, right? Who? So anyway, Lisa, to you now. Tell us about the campaign, because a lot of kids get in the neck from some of the squares out there, but you guys are pretty diff.
Well, we all got a letter during Christmas, and we was told that the playing fields are going to be sold.
Okay, well, so just going to stop you there. I had an email from Norwich Fire Service saying a couple of you need to leave because we're over the limit here, or face criminal proceedings. So I need a couple of volunteers.
Me?
Yeah, great. Okay, you two. Absolutely, thanks. Thank you very much. Okay, that's
Can I
that
go
dealt
too?
with. Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay, fine. Right. Watch yourself. That's that dealt with. Okay, thank you. Bye. I've got to say, right behind your campaign, though, I really...
Go too?
No, you can't. That's enough love. It's you know, I'm a big fan of, you know, playing fields in general, playing fields, or even if it's just, you know, green belt land in general.
I was a green belt.
Black belt could kick you off any day.
Okay, right. So, well, no. I mean, no. I'm talking about the countryside. You know, unlike you guys, I like to kick back, get a bunch of CDs, chuck them in a hold all, oomph in the car, bang, countryside. All right, who did that? Is that you?
Yep.
What's that supposed to mean?
That you shag sheep.
No, there's no need for that, mate.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's cool. That's cool.
Didn't mean to insult your girlfriend.
Yeah, my girlfriend's not a sheep, you wally. She's completely. Yeah, shut up, Marv. You dick, calling me a sheep shagger.
You are one.
You think I'm a sheep shagger?
Don't know, mate.
Yeah, what about? I think maybe you're a sheep shagger. Yeah, you're the one that keeps going on about it. You probably keep sheep magazines under your bed. Yeah. Yeah, probably keep you know, pictures of sheep lying on their back in a pen, you know, with the knickers off. Yeah, you're the sheep shagger. Yeah, but you kiss them, but you lie them down on the back, kiss them tenderly, stick your tongue in the mouth, swirl it round. Yeah,
No.
play with the teats. Yeah, get behind it, strum them like a guitar. Yeah. You know, grab fistfuls of fur, grab its horns like a bike, like a drop handlebars in a racer. A grifter would be more of a yak, yeah. And then do you hold them afterwards and say, "You mean the world to me," you know, spooning them with your hot balls pushed up against its woolly back. That's probably for me. Oh, I'm really scared. I am a bit. Hello, Craig. Okay, yeah, I'll be in a minute. Yeah. Okay.
That was Chris de Burgh, which I always think is Irish for Chris the Burke. And before that, we played The Living Daylights by Scandinavian pop duo, and I've always wanted to say this, Aha! Now, in today's show, we have a caffeinated quandary for you. We want to know where you like to grab a coffee. Sponsored by Costa. Let us know, Norfolk.
North Norfolk.
Hello, didn't see you there.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Caffeinated quandary, that was lovely.
Yeah, it's just it got to 10 o'clock and I thought I'd I just have to fill in. I didn't know whether you were...
Well, I'm here now.
Yes.
Permission to come aboard. Okay, excellent. You're listening to North Norfolk Digital with Alan Partridge and sidekick Simon. Apologies for my tardiness. I'm afraid, much like a snowman's carrot nose, I was held up by the snow.
Morning Matters. News, views...
Morning Matters?
Chris wanted to trim it.
He's only been stood in for a month.
He just felt it was more manageable.
Morning Matters, more manageable. Mid-morning Matters, much more manageable. Morning Matters, much more. Yes, after a month away, it would have taken more than a spot of snow to keep me away. A bit hairy on the roads, but genuinely happy to be here, happy to do my bit for the station.
Wild horses wouldn't stop you.
Yeah, well, I'll just walk around the back of them, but keep away from the legs. Get kicked in the head by a horse, it'll break your face. For some reason, horses don't like you walking around the back of them. Anthony Turner was just the same. North Norfolk Digital, of course, itself not immune to the effects of snow. It's skeleton staff here today with all hands on deck.
Sounds like a Sinbad film.
I'm here with Psychic Sinbad till 2 p.m. Time for some music, though. Bernard Matthews used to breed his turkeys. Without them, this is Wings.
Alan, need a favour. I've got...
Sarah. I can... Hello, by the way.
Hello.
I can help you. If I didn't think I could help you, I'd fire myself. Yeah. I'd kill myself.
How?
Run into the sea after a big meal.
No, how can you help me?
Oh, right. I don't... Well, how do you need help?
Well, no one can get in because of the snow, so I need you to cover the afternoon shows.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I've got a doctor's appointment at 3, but I'll just... it's fine, I'll hang it. I'll just swim with the gloves on for a few more days.
Also, Jeanette's going to be putting the calls through.
Is she part of some sort of government programme?
She's
she's doing her best. But I know that Craig will really appreciate you getting in.
Oh, right. So he knows I'm here?
Yeah.
Well, good, great. Say hi. Yeah.
Righto.
Actually, don't say anything. No big deal. No big deal. Just say, you know, Alan's here. He smashed his wing mirror, but he came in anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, just say whatever you like. Whatever you like. Yeah. But definitely that Alan's here. You know, and that I smashed my wing mirror. I'll tell you what, Simon. Being suspended was the best thing that ever happened to me. Really, I've got so many ideas. Just pop. I've not been this excited, Simon, since Eddie Shepherd died, and all the possibilities that opened up then.
Do you know that I'm not going to be able to do the afternoon shows?
No.
Have they not told you I've my job interview?
No. That's fine. That's fine. Welcome back to the show. And while your ears were being drenched in Malta McCartney, I learned of a little skullduggery. Because word has reached me that my psychic Simon is off for a job interview. Which station, buddy?
It's not a radio station. It's a website, but it's a new venture. Quite a young company, and they aggregate content, and it's quite democratic there, and everyone gets a free breakfast, and they have big team meetings where everyone can chip in, and so everyone feels like they own everything. Everyone feels like they have a stake in it.
A lot of detail. a lot of detail there.
Yeah.
Now, we do wish you all the best. Free breakfast. It amuses me what lures young people these days. But, no, I understand you don't want to stick around with a bunch of dinosaurs like us.
I've got nothing against local radio.
Oh, no,
I've loved it here.
Listen, if I was you, I would absolutely want to be out there with the thrusting young multimedia Turks and not here with the monomedia fogies. The only thing that's got a bright future at this station is nasal hair.
There you go.
Do you not know the Heimlich manoeuvre?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you don't mind me going for the interview?
Well, it's like when you used my catchphrase earlier. I mean, there was a time if I caught you saying "aha" live on air before Angela left me, I would have taped over the security cameras, kicked your car door in and anonymously sent a skip to your mum's house. But we've seen things very differently, since Meltdown Monday. You must be familiar with that term, and that was the one that was used on the internal memos. So
Mental Monday.
Mental Monday, right, my mistake, sorry. Mental, I'm not sure which is worse. Meltdown, mental. I'm cool with both.
And you'll be all right, will you?
Got along before I met you, gonna get along without you now. I wonder if I've got that on the system.
Well, look, it's been a pleasure, and I feel like I've learnt tons being here, so thanks for that. And we've had some good times, haven't we?
Look at our artists.
Remember when you rode that exercise bike?
Skeeter Davis, of course it is.
Anyway, maybe see you in the see you at the Boxley Week Sheaf for the pub quiz.
Yeah, sure. Welcome back to a very wintry mid-morning matters. A fascinating letter here about festive refuse collections, pointing out that there should be extra collections on account of the extra waste. And I think it's a fascinating subject. We're having a great time. This is what bananas wear in battle. It's Bananarama.
The Beverley Bacton Show. Take it easy from 2 till 4.
You're listening to Alan Partridge in for the snowbound Bev Bacton. Time for you to tell us where you would like to grab a coffee, sponsored by Costa. Susan in Herringfleet. Susan? You need to press transfer. Once again, our first caller is Susan in Herringfleet. Lovely Herringfleet. I always think of it as a fleet of herring advancing towards the mainland, like a sort of fishy Luftwaffe, Susan. Jeanette! You need to press transfer! Susan from Herringfleet, where do you like to grab a coffee, sponsored by Costa?
Actually, I just wanted to say it's good to have you back, Alan. I don't know why they made you take time off.
No one made me. I had a Loch Lomond watercolour break to go on. Quick tip for you, Susan. Don't take up watercolour painting. It's just not very good. Now, though, time for some music. He's got the voice of a rocker, the face of a docker. It's Joe Cocker. In the absence of our regular news team, the news read by Alan Partridge. A body believed to be that of missing teacher Alan Weybridge has been found in Thetford Woodland by a man walking his dog. He finds a lot of bodies, this guy walking his dog. If I was the police, I'd be wanting to talk to Rex and his mysterious owner. And Norwich residents have expressed dismay after the newly opened library was vandalised by youths. If you ask me, that's Banksy's fault. So thanks, Banksy. Thanksy. Easy. And a quick announcement from the team here at Norfolk Digital. Today sees the launch of new guidelines for on-air conduct following the temporary suspension of the disc jockey Alan Partridge. What about Banksy? I mean, you know, it starts with a picture of a couple of coppers having a kiss, which makes you think about society. But it ends with the grotesque spectacle of a big willy daubed on the side of our motorway footbridge. That's the news. The robot time is 15:30. I'm Alan Partridge, in for Dave Clifton.
Drive time. Come on, Norfolk. Let's go home.
Let's hear where you enjoy a coffee sponsored by Costa. Leonard in Yaxham.
I have a black coffee on the way to school.
How old are you?
5.
OK, does Mummy know you do this?
Your mummy or my mummy?
Your Mummy, obviously.
Where's Sidekick Simon?
He's gone to work at a website that aggregates content. Absolutely meaningless.
Are you sad or happy?
Happy. Thanks for your call. Percy in Deptford.
I like to sit outside my ex-wife's house.
Hello?
Norfolk Digital.
Okay,
Norfolk's best music mix.
The phone system's down. I can't get any callers. Hello? Anyone? The brain of Carol Vorderman, the body of Carol Vorderman, the face of Julia Bradbury, hands Nanette Newman, legs Jessica Ennis, backside of a Strictly Come Dancer, stitch it all together, and Bob's your uncle. You could call it Bob. Jotted down traffic lights, and I'm going to stick my neck out here and say that I think that amber is obsolete because it stems from a period where today's Celebrity Big Head did that. Edmonds again, or did I? Was it Hungerford? I don't know why I'm asking you. I'm not actually sure if anyone's listening. Could be talking to myself. Hello? 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 It's rather eerie here, like the Marie Celeste, the unmanned boat found drifting at sea. Which actually happened to Nick Knowles once. His garden backs onto the Thames and he found an unmanned pedalo in the reeds. In the end, he just dragged it onto the lawn and sold it on eBay. Some music. Oh dear, the cellist has just bumped into the... well, whatever. Orchestral manoeuvres in the dark. So you didn't get the job?
No.
What happened?
They found out I lied on my CV.
Oh, everyone lies on their CV, mate. On my CV it says I've got a brown belt in judo. I mean, look at me. Look at the only brown belt I've got is a free one from Timpson's because I get so many shoes re-heeled. It's just the way I walk. And I mean that in every sense of the way it means.
No calls?
No, system's down.
Just needs rebooting.
Oh, right, OK. Yeah, no, it's just Jeanette.
Yeah, Jeanette's outside building a snowman.
Oh, good for her, good for her. Yeah, no, the day we stop building snowmen is the day the Nazis have won.
So what now?
Grab that chair, you ginger idiot.
Yeah?
Look at me. Look at me. Forget about all those people. You and I have got vision. Real vision. You know, what we say matters. What we say, rather like mid-morning. Matters.
So what are we going to talk about?
This is King and Car, in which we ask if historical monarchs could drive, what car would they choose and why? Lydia in Dis, what's your King and Car?
Maybe Henry V could drive a Renault Megane Scenic.
You think he'd drive French after Agincourt? Hello?
Bonjour.
Precisely. Trevor and Reedham, what's your King and Car, mate?
Another suggestion for Henry V, it would be a Land Rover Defender, long wheelbase, spec'd up to the nines with Recaro front seats.
OK, someone taking it seriously. We could talk for hours, of course, about whether it would be long or short wheelbase, but basically a sound choice. Samantha in Bordswell, what's your King and Car?
Richard III and a Vauxhall Cascada convertible because it's available
on the Motability
scheme,
so
yeah.
It suits the disabled driver. But he's a king. He's a king. He doesn't need that subsidy. He would drive a prestige vehicle. A Porsche.
A Porsche.
My kingdom for a Porsche. Love it. Clap a hand.
Testify.
That is great banter. I mean, it's not as good as it was, but it's still very good. And you know something else, Simon?
What?
Knowing me, Alan Partridge. Knowing you, Simon Denton.
Norfolk Digital.